Luckily this one's in good condition. So yeah, that middle bolt right there definitely needs sealant, because you can see the factory sealant on all 4 of those.
Yeah.
We'll seal all 4 of them. We'll actually seal this too. That's what they did factory. Yeah, timing's still good on this thing for the most part. Maybe the chain might be stretched. Alright, so just so you can see how this TDC pin stops the crank from rotating. And right in there, let's see, you got 5.
That's right.
Right in there. That's all it does, is it stops the crank from turning right there. So that's why you don't want to have this in when you're trying to tighten anything down, because that aluminum thing will break it right off. Are you living? I'm starving.
All we want for food.
Children.
Yes.
I don't know, I'm poor. You choose.
What do you want me to buy?
You're the non-poor. We'll get like 4 McDoubles. I'm okay with that.
4 McDoubles for you?
No, not for me. 4 McDoubles for us. What I was going to show you was the engine turning, but my forgot that you have to have the crank pulley on for that timing to work. And that's why timing usually goes bad, because it slips. Or it breaks, or it stretches. Or it skips. Tensioner. That's how that works. So that's why it's supposed to retain oil, so that it doesn't do that. It also has a clicker ratchet, but we're not reusing that one anymore. Save the bolts. Easy peasy. Should be good to take the chain off. Okay. I'm also replacing. I'm gonna leave the oil pump on right now. I don't exactly remember what comes in the kit. Time starting with this exhaust cam. Idiot. That was really stupid. Basically, what I've done is taken all 10 of the cam caps off. I usually leave the middle one into the left. I don't know why, it's dumb, but yeah. No, so it doesn't tweak it. Anyway, make sure you keep the orientation correct too. All of these are facing the, basically if you were standing at the transmission side of the engine and looking towards it, you could read it. So I need to take these out and label them, set them in a bag. Never mind. Bearing caps are labeled, so to demonstrate how they are labeled, it says, let's see if I can get a good focus, E1 stamped into it. 2 stamped into it. And they're not stamped the same direction, so you just gotta remember which direction the embossed font faces. The stamp is just there for keeping track. And the intake says I, so you can't this. I mean, you can, but you shouldn't. I don't really care if you do, but I'm gonna try not to. Stick these in a bag. It's very nice of Mazda to do that for us. But I'm taking video anyway, just in case. Let's take a look. Now, that looks a little bit scored, but mostly it's just like you can't feel it. That means it was getting good enough oil pressure. The other engine, the head is completely ruined because one of these got some dirt or something in it when it lost oil pressure and it just completely chewed it up. This can looks alright though. I'm going to leave it all oily so it doesn't rust, because if it rusts, it's done. If you can't see, sorry about that. So, TC solenoid is an 8mm. Looks like a single 8mm. Right here. Should slide out nice and gently. It's still all covered in oil. I'm not replacing that. I probably should. I'm not going to. So cheap. So this main cap right here, it's one big piece and it takes 3. I'm going to take those 3 bolts off first. One of them is an 8mm. The other 2 are 10s like the rest. It's 8, 10, and then this entire piece. Pop right off. The reason being, this being one whole piece, is that this holds the VTC solenoid, and it is how oil is controlled. The oil flow through. It uses these valleys and some holes in the cams to go into the phaser. This might just be to get to the phaser. It uses those holes. I don't know. Whatever. So that's number 1, and it's pretty obvious how it's oriented. So it's not stamped because it's very obvious what it is. I'm just gonna stick it in the bag. Take the rest of them off. They should all be 10s. Should only be 4 of them. Oh. So once again, there's 5 sets after you take off this one. And the reason is, you've got your high pressure fuel pump. And it goes external to the engine. So we're going to have to seal that when it goes back on. I do have to take that gasket off. Probably going to mess that up. Oh no, it just popped off. Rusty. Now I can do that thing that I was drop that. So 8 more. Once again, they're very obviously worn in, but I don't know how many miles this engine had. They look alright. A little bit of burnt on oil on those galleys. So this one never had timing done on it. Valve caps. I'm going to look at them and see if any of them are down further than any other ones. It's an easy indication that we found on the other engine. There's a bent valve. You can visibly see. They all look fine. Same height. Well, they all look alright. Now I can turn the cylinders over. Put the TDC pin back in. Wait. I wonder. Find my leak down tester. Try this again. Dog and a cat. Name one giggles. Leak down test, L2. My nice leak down tester here. If you adjust this, I need to get it into the set, which I believe is about 100 psi. Now it's in that set right here. And then plug this in. It is leaking out the exhaust. Which is the scary part, but at least it's not leaking out the crankcase or the intake. Hopefully it's just a bad seat instead of a bad 8 bad valves. So it'll be terrible. So far this engine has only leaked out of the exhaust. I think Billy's back. I need to remember to blow the out of this head.
Yeah.
Maybe hot tank it or something. I'm ready to pull this head off of here. That's our 12.12. Yeah. I missed twice now.
Yeah. These anymore.
I might be able to lift this straight up. Oh, it's just the knock sensor. Hold on. Can you hold it?
Yeah.
Wish I would have done that for the intake cams, but oh well. Definitely tell a big difference between all the cylinders. Where the coolant was coming out of the head, the exhaust was the most dirty. That's very strange. Is this a deadhead design? I think it is a deadhead design. That's probably why they're in a rainbow like that.
What do you mean deadhead?
Deadhead is where it goes into the head and comes out of the head on the same side.
Oh.
So the coolant doesn't get a straight through pass. Looks like it's a deadhead design. Oh, do not look bent.
Yeah.
It's a carbon deposits. Of course, this is cylinder 3. It's always the worst one. I don't see any contact. These valve reliefs are cut in, right?
Yeah, those are cut in on the intake side.
I can still see the factory crosshatch. See? That's good. Not nearly as many hot spots as the other one.
Oh, you just take the whole thing
We gotta
off.
take this bolt on the top off first.
It's okay. It didn't
So annoying.
It didn't hit the concrete.
So
it
annoying.
sucks.
I love having this pan. I really do.
Yeah, it catches everything and shit doesn't hit the concrete.
God damn, that's annoying. I need to blow this. Did this break loose?
Yeah.
There's no gasket left on that side, right?
Correct.
It's just so much work.
That's pretty.
Yep. So this is our housing. I bought it from a parts site for Ford. It actually came from a like a transit connect or something, but it's the same thing as the second gen Speed 3. My God.
That one's on there.
I hate these fucking things, dude. This thing is 10 levels of some bitch. So this is the oil cooler. It sits with this gasket side down right on top of here. This is the factory housing that has a stupid cartridge filter. So what we're gonna do, there's 4 bolts right here that we're taking loose, and we're gonna try to salvage the gasket behind here because I don't have another one. There's also a gasket right here, probably gonna come off with it. But I'll take these 4 bolts off. You end up replacing this housing with one from the newer Mazda. And those are all 10mm. Sweet. Luckily the whole gasket stayed on the engine. The new part here. This is where your oil pressure sensor goes. This is where your oil cooler is going to bolt. Obviously you got your spin-on filter now. Spins right onto it. This see a bolt. Are they all the same?
Yep. That just looks so much cleaner and better.
Yeah. I'm probably waiting between these bottom bolts. Top ones went in and stopped easy. Oh, that's okay. Hopefully that'll seal. You know all you gotta do. Ow, what? Always make sure you go the right way on your thread sealer. I don't know what the torque is on this. On my Mercury it was like 29. I'm just gonna go tight. Oh, it just goes in that little dimple?
Yeah, I think so.
Sweet. So there is an alignment dimple that this little pin on the bottom goes into. I also do not know the torque on this one, so consult your physician. You might know. I'm once again just going to go with tight. Just like that. Spin on conversion. Let's hope it doesn't leak all over the goddamn place. I'll let future Randy deal with that. I'm just going to be real gentle with this thing.
Searching for a longer day. People feeling like the light has just come. We must never stop
Remember when the most extreme thing we'd ever done was put cans in your Focus?
And that was like super scary.
Yeah.
You know what I realized? I don't remember us doing the whole actual timing thing, like the bar on the end when that one pulley f***ed up and we were in Scott's garage.
Yeah.
I think we timed it right after that. So naive and young. We like casually bought an SVT Focus and did it and then sold it like
Yeah.
2 weeks later. You're just about as clean as they get. So that is our tool. We got a hopper from Harbor Freight, some fine grit walnut media. Got our tube, goes in and blasts valves, and then this is attached to our vacuum. Shop vac here. A tip with this one is to put air tool oil on this thing so it slides better. Just drip some right there. Perfect.
Got a nice walnut smell in here now, huh?
This thing is sweet.
Yeah.
Alright.